Disclaimer, when I talk about sociality, I'm going to speak in a way that might seem to treat my experience as if it's everyone's experience. It is not, but this approach will really help me communicate with people who feel the same. So, I think making friends as an adult is much more difficult than as a kid. I'm talking offline stuff, by the way. Do you remember going to your friend's house? Like, how come that is specifically a part of childhood? I can't say it doesn't exist at all here in late middle age. If I said that, it'd seem like I was misinformed from being particularly lonesome myself. But I think I can say that it's much rarer. Me, I feel I graduated from innocent childhood into, firstly, a long-term monogamous relationship. Then, when that fell through, I'm lost in a wilderness where I have to be perceived as a creepy adult. Like, anything within the genre of visiting your friend's house, any one-to-one interaction, now comes with a presumption of sexual intent. At least, I think that's why people are wary of me. Maybe that presumption is often correct, and maybe that's why we have defensive social constructs. In the UK, at least, and before the goddamn pandemic, the normal social action for a single person would be to share time with a group of people, probably the same gender, in a loud pub setting to make sure you're uncomfortable and anxious, and spending your income on alcohol so you don't actually have to be mentally present. I'm not oriented toward group social satisfaction. I guess it works for some. Maybe groups work for one or two people. But to me it feels real phony. Instinctively I cannot lie or deceive in communication, and a group setting really puts that to the test. Or it at least stifles one's honest communication into whatever's socially appropriate. I'm oriented toward intimate social satisfaction, which isn't inherently one-to-one, but one-to-one is by far the most likely to work considering how few human variables are involved.
In any social scenario, the freedom of intimacy depends not on the number of people, but on each combination of two people present. Basically, what each one person feels comfortable saying, doing, and being in front of each other person. These combinations increase on the scale of triangle numbers, but pretty soon you're gonna find that one of these interactions isn't itself intimate, hence the group dynamic can't be intimate in total.
Yeah, I use the word intimate in an asexual way. This results in stilted group conversations, reeling off the same jokes, being polite but not necessarily experiencing social comfort, because, in my experience at least, it's strayed from the natural, effortless dynamic of conversation with someone with whom you are comfortable to this predictable, performative shit. I want to use my social time to take a break from the performance of the rest of life. I struggle with a crowded environment, and my physical disability complicates this kind of going out-based life. Group society isn't even that much of an option for me. I generally need to stay close to bed. I can function a bit in group conversation. I tend to just sit back and not engage with most of it because I don't really move on that frame rate. But then I'll pitch in with a pun or a fact that's not really conversationally fluid, but is great by itself. I mean, it amused me. That's my role in a group. And everyone else has the responsibility to make it seem like my role is welcome. But in intimate social satisfaction, by definition, we open up. It's really natural and effortless and comfortable, if I'm remembering correctly. It doesn't need all these expensive and anxious and exhausting setups, but it's so rare to access. I think we can blame that on the cultural assumptions of sexual attraction and monogamy. Several times I've lost access to a close friend because their boyfriend was jealous of our closeness. Dude, I'm sorry I'm more fun than you? Monogamy dictates that we invest our intimate social satisfaction needs almost entirely in one person, and it's so societally prevalent that we assume any intimate social satisfaction to be in the shape of monogamy, hence sexuality. Gender standards, of course, barge in and get in the way, but I'm actually not on about that today. I recognize that attraction often will be involved. I don't even consider attraction to be categorically distinct from the affinity of friendship, but let's not get into that in this video. I think I foolishly strive to set up a self and home that I hope are appealing to share time with, when that's not even feasible in the intimate austerity of adulthood. I have all these fucking board games. I'm like, come play music with me. Just come do nothing. But people aren't really that free. There's jobs, there are other human commitments, but also people are limited and scared in these micro ways that make perfect sense individually but are tragic holistically. I wish to address the neglect of intimate social satisfaction and how the group version is often a shabby substitute. And a terrible idea in a pandemic anyway. I wish that we could allay this natural human need via clear and trustful communication, because that is what the need is.